Well, good morning, everyone. I feel like I'm way down here looking at you, but I'm trying to give you more view of the guitar. I just don't know how to go about this sometimes. If I pull the camera back, then I'm too far away. So here we are. Anyways, we'll try this. I think it's okay. But, well, let's see. There's a couple things I was going to go over today. One is on August the 27th, I did put a reminder out to everybody, a posting, I guess you'd call it, for a live. And it's going to be a Tuesday night again, 6 p.m. And it's August the 27th. That 6 p.m. is California time. So wherever you are, you got to kind of figure it out for where the United States is at on that particular date and that time. I think you know that. And let's see, what else did I wanted to go over? Well, I wanted to share with you a favorite item. I was just brought to remembrance today by one of the postings or the chats that I got. Somebody was telling me about a spring-loaded device that you could get for the neck of your guitar. I haven't looked it up yet, so I'm not quite sure how it works. But they said it was on a spring. And I think it looks something like this, because this is what I use to put my picks on. This is called a pick stick. You see that? And it is a spring in there. And you just, take your picks and they just go into the spring. And the reason why I thought that perhaps what they were talking about looked like this was because if you get too many in here or too many big ones like this big pick that we talked about yesterday, it all of a sudden they'll just blow out. As you can see, I've got many types of picks. I've tried a lot of different picks. I like to try new things. But this is kind of a little handy deal, and they're not super expensive. I got this as a gift, but it's called the Pick Stick, and they have a website, www.pickstick.com. Now, I don't work for them. I'm just letting you know about this device. So if you have trouble with keeping your picks all in a row, that would be a good way to do it. And let me just stop my dog from barking before she drives me nuts. She always waits till I get on here. Okay. There, that's a little better. I moved the camera up. I got to sit up a little bit. So that's called the pick stick, and you might look into it if you need someplace to store your picks. I'm sitting here with a little cup of tea. I got some lemon lift tonight. It's nighttime here. I just post this in the morning, so I'm drinking tea so I don't get too much caffeine. I think there's a little bit in this, but it's really good. So anyways, so that was one thing I wanted to talk about. The other thing I wanted to share was my favorite capo. I like this capo. It's made by D'Addario. This is the shape of it right here. And the reason why I like this one, well, is for two reasons. One is you can just adjust the tension so that you can make it just right. And not too much to where you dent your neck. That's kind of nice about this, because you can keep it, at just the right tension without it being too much for the guitar. And then the other thing I like about it is that it has the trigger down below and not above, so that while you're playing, it doesn't get in the way. For me, it's out of the way because the trigger is behind. The other one that I like that's like that, only it doesn't even have that the trigger, but it doesn't have the ability to adjust the tension, is I think it's called the oh man, I forgot the name of it. I'll put it up there. I'll stick it on there, but it's really a good capo. You just don't have the ability to make a whole lot of adjustments to the tension, but it seems to work on most of my guitars and does a good job. I just don't have one here in front of me, but I really like this particular one. So that being said, I wanted to also today, I'm going to move this camera, and I have another holder. And what I'm going to try to do is go over a couple of different chord progressions, but in a different way, is that I was going to set this camera up so that you could see my fingers at an angle. Everybody's been asking about the picking style, and I be honest with you, I don't think about it, so it's kind of had me thinking, how do I convey it to you without it being confusing? And the best thing I could think to do is to put, to change where the camera's at so that it's coming in at a different angle. And I was given another type of holder, so I'm going to try it and see if you can see my fingers better for a couple of different chord progressions. Okay, you won't see me; you're just going to see the guitar. And what I might do is capo it up so you can also see my fingers at the same time, and let's see how that works. Okay, so that way hopefully you'll be able to see both the right and the left hand at the same time, but get such a view of this that you can see what strings that I'm plucking. Okay, all right. Okay, so what we're going to try to do here is I'm going to try to pick some chord progressions. And the first chord progression I'm going to use is they actually call it the 1-4-5-4, and I've got the capo here, as I stated. It's right here at the 2nd fret, and so it's right there. And so you'll be able to see my fingers. But the main thing is I want you to be able to see the picking fingers. So what I do is my thumb is dedicated to string 6, 4. Or 5, I can count really, 6, 5, and 4, and my fingers, my pointer finger is on 3, middle finger is on 2, and ring finger has 1. So they all have a job. Okay, so you'll see how I pick in just a moment here. I hope this is a good angle for you. But we're going to do CF and GF. That's the 1-4-5-4. Let's do an easy one. See how the thumb is just taking care of its strings? Okay, C, F, G, F. There's C. Now you notice that I alternated between a 5 and 4, and for the most part my middle finger and my ring finger were alternating on strings 1 and 2, but every once in a while you'd see me giving it a downbeat by using it's kind of like a modified claw, but it gave it a little extra tone in there. You don't have to do that. It's habit of trying to get a certain sound. See? that's one chord progression. Let's try another one. This one is the 1-6-4-5, and it's C, A minor, F, G, so that's kind of how it's done. I don't know if seeing it would help you. I'm hoping it does. But look at that, give it a try. But remember, start practicing by just make a chord that, covers, like start with a G chord. I think that'd be a good one, okay? And just practice doing your thumb. Now, what I do is I usually rest my hand on the bridge. It helps. It mutes the strings a little bit too, but that's okay. It's good for that bass. Okay, another way you can do it if you want is to anchor by using your pinky finger down here. I just find this to be most comfortable for me. I mean, you could try to do it like this, but it's awkward. You almost need to be anchored somehow. C, G, F, so you might start by practicing that, and then practice and then you might just practice and then you might practice alternating. So that's what I wanted to show you today. So I'm going to leave that right there. And I'm going to let you remind you the 27th. That's going to be the live, 6 p.m. here California time. And I think that's it. Well, I hope you have a great day wherever you are, whether it's day or night. Have a wonderful day.